This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, and we move over to the NBA as the regular season wraps up Wednesday night. Celtics dropping a game on Tuesday night to the Wizards, really a meaningless game for them. They're locked in the number 2 spot. Wizards are still fighting for playoff positioning. They're in the playoffs. And then tonight, Wednesday night, they play Brooklyn Nets, another meaningless game. Yep. So you're just getting some guys some rest. Lost last night. Yep. Yeah, I know there's talk you want to go on a winning streak in the playoffs, but really at this point in the season, it's about rest.
I mean, yeah, Kyrie Irving obviously already out of this team, so you can't really afford any more players to go down.
Right.
I mean, I heard that Jaylen Brown scored 21 points in the first quarter last night, but then really for most of the rest of the game, he was just resting. I think that's definitely what Brad Stevens is doing.
Right.
I mean, you just can't afford guys like Brown or Tatum or even Horford. And I've heard that Rozier might be a little banged up as well. You can't afford any of those guys to go down. I mean, without Kyrie, I don't really know what to expect from them in the playoffs. Right?
Well, right, and that's the big thing. They'll get some rest after they wrap it up the season on Wednesday, and then I think their playoff game is going to be Saturday or Sunday, depending on what the availability is for the Garden, because the Bruins are also in the playoffs, so they're going to be using some of that for home ice. But you're right, they got to get rested and they got to get healthy because you're going to be facing Washington or Miami in the first round. Both teams you've been able to take care of in certain aspects, but also that backcourt of the Wizards, Bradley Beal and John Wall.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about last night because that didn't matter, but they're no joke. They are a good team. The Heat obviously have some good talent. Is there anybody that you are afraid of, or is one team better or worse opponent?
I would rather face the Heat, I think.
Okay.
I think just like you said, the Wizards with Beal and Wall, when they're performing, I think they can compete really with the better teams. I don't think they're elite, right? I don't think they're like a top 3 team or anything like that, but I do think if they're playing to their potential, they're going to give the Celtics problems.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I was talking about this earlier this week, and I agree. I think Washington is the better team, and I would rather avoid them.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, John Wall didn't play a lot of this season,
Yeah.
so that's why the Wizards' numbers and their standings are a little bit lower. So now you got John Wall back. Either way, I mean, it's the NBA playoffs. It's going to be tough. There's no gimmies. Really, it's probably the Golden State Warriors are the only team that guaranteed to get into the next round.
Right.
A team that we've been talking about all season long, number 1 seed in the East, the Toronto Raptors. Do we trust them going in? They've kind of, I don't want to say fallen off, they're still the number 1 seed. Do we trust them going into this playoffs, or is it still, till you prove you can do it, it's the Cavs?
I think the Raptors, I think they can make the Eastern Conference Finals, but I think they'll probably run into the Cavs. And I just think LeBron is going to be LeBron. Right? He's going to make, what would this be, his 9th straight Finals appearance or something absurd. I just, the Raptors, I think they're a good team, and we've seen them handle the Celtics multiple times this season. I just think when they face the Cavaliers in the playoffs, the Cavaliers are going to be a different team.
And it matters what the seeding is, because if the Raptors will get the number 1 seed, so if the Cavs fall to the number 4 seed, which they're in right now behind the 76ers, they'd have to face the Cavs in the Eastern Conference semifinals versus the finals. But I agree with you. I think the Raptors, I know a lot of people are counting them out because, they choke in the playoffs or they've never been to the finals. But this Raptors team is really good. And I know it's LeBron, and I'm not discrediting him at all, but at some point it's like he's going to need more around him than just himself. And Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love, they're hit or miss. I'm not saying the Raptors are the favorite in the East, but I think they can get there to the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I mean, LeBron is going to be LeBron, but he's going to need guys like Kevin Love to step up. It's really felt like Kevin Love hasn't been the player he was with the Timberwolves. Obviously, you're playing alongside LeBron. You're not going to score as much and be as much of an impact, but he just hasn't really fit in with that team as well as he should, right?
No,
I feel that way too.
Every year there seems like there's an injury or there's a strategy or there's a lineup problem, and he just doesn't seem to grasp a hold and fit. But they're always there in the finals, so I guess you can't.
That's true.
Now another team, we'll quickly touch on the 76ers. They're in the 3 seed, and I think if they win tonight, which they're playing the Milwaukee Bucks, they wrap up the number 3 seed. So then they would play the Celtics in the second round if they get there. Are they legit? Or are they half a step behind the other contenders?
I think they are legit. I've really come to think they're a really good team. I think Ben Simmons has really led them. He's looking really good. He's finally healthy. I mean, he's probably, is he still a rookie?
I think he's a rookie, right?
Yeah, so he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
I think he's the favorite for that. I think the 76ers are a better team than most people give them credit for.
Yeah, I think so, and especially if they get Embiid back.
Yeah,
and obviously
absolutely.
Fultz has been playing, so I agree with you that the 76ers are right there. And I know everyone talks about the West, and you got Golden State and Houston, but this Eastern Conference, these top 4 teams, it's going to be pretty exciting. Those playoffs will start later in the week. We'll take a break. When we come back, talk some Patriots making some moves. They got a couple first-round draft picks. What will they do with those? Plus, we'll do our Salt Hill Pub picks of the week. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.